Could you please introduce Borosil Renewables to us?
Borosil as a group is more than 60 years old, was founded in 1962. And we have three divisions within the group. We have a consumer products division and a scientific products division. And the renewables part, which is glass for solar panels. Borosil Renewables Limited was the solar glass production started in 2010. And we are the largest, at the moment, largest non-Chinese owned solar glass producer in the world.
What is the potential of the renewables business in India?
The fact is that if we look at what we inherited in the last generation was a rapidly warming climate and a rapidly polluting world around us. And renewables is the only way out where we can harness clean energy for growth. We can't sacrifice growth of people. People want to have better lifestyles, especially in emerging countries such as India. And that all lifestyle growth leads to energy consumption growth. And India is going to be at the forefront of that. So what are the options in front of us? We have really, either you keep burning coal or you find some cleaner way to have electricity and therefore better lives for our people. So we really have no option but to dramatically increase the renewables, say, output from the country. To give you some numbers, India had about 300 gigawatts, not so long ago, 300 gigawatts of total production of energy and electricity, that is. And the target for just solar is 300 gigawatts by 2030. So what we're saying is by 2030, solar glass or solar energy should be equivalent to the entire India production as it was in 2018 or 2019. So that kind of gives you the scale of the growth of renewables and the potential thereon.
What is so unique about renewables as a business?
I think what is unique, there are two or three different things. The number one thing is a very new business, and this is across the world, of course, but especially in India, renewables really started in 2015-16, and so it's only 7-8 years old. So therefore, what makes that unique is that you have very little talent who has the background experience of it. So we have to grow a lot of the talent from inside and teach new skills and new kind of concepts to lots of people. The other things which are unique about this business is that the cost of production and the cost of energy has been dramatically reducing, and therefore it puts pressure in a very real way for all manufacturers to reduce their cost of production dramatically.
Do economic cycles or government policies create challenges in operations?
Look, economic cycles are part of every business, and I don't think we should worry too much about them because that should be a part of the planning. Yes, government policy can impact this industry in a big way, and the typical, let's say, cycle times for investment here are more than 2 years. So you invest today, your production comes up in 2 years, and then you have at least a 5 to 7 year payback. So you would need a continuous policy for at least 7 to 9 years in order to justify investment.
What are some of the other challenges that you've been facing?
So as far as the production related challenges, there is a lot of let's say dumping from China. China has decided, or as a strategic initiative, that they should dominate the entire supply chain for solar, and therefore everything right from the raw material polysilicon to the finished module. I think China controls or owns more than 90% of the world's supply, and that makes it challenging because they then have subsidized exports, which allows them to ship products to various countries across the world at even lower costs than the cost of production in those countries. And that has been a long-term problem for all geographies, and that has led to very low cost prices, and therefore also led to inability of manufacturers in local jurisdictions to set up large-scale production.
Many companies feel that being a single player in the industry can often be a disadvantage. What is Borosil's experience?
We did not design ourselves to be the single player, frankly. I mean, it just happened. There were other players in the market and they shut down because they could not compete with the imported costs from China. I would say the heavily subsidized, artificially low imported costs from China. But we were able to survive because of innovation. As I mentioned, we have 60 years of experience in glass making. That counts for something. And we were able to out-innovate anybody else. It's a free market, and we would love to have other players. For sure, when you have other players, the problems of the industry, the government would hear in a better way, because they don't think they're going to favor any one player, but the industry as a whole. So, it's not in our control, but I look forward to the fact that we will have an association in the future where we can represent the issues, the genuine issues that our industry faces, together with other players as well.
Please tell us about the innovations that Borosil has done to overcome the various challenges you spoke about earlier.
We have, like I mentioned, 60 years of glass manufacturing experience. We really broke down every element of the cost structure and questioned really outside of the box. Why do we need to do things in the way we're doing it? What can we do different to change this? What can we do different to dramatically reduce cost of production? And I would say the team responded brilliantly to that. And we had patents coming out of this. So we were able to innovate our production processes in a way to reduce costs of production, which then enabled us to compete in the market and not just survive but thrive, because after having these innovations in place, we were able to prove that for, say, in the last 3 years, we have been able to have a margin which allows us to grow.
What innovations are you planning for your next growth journey?
So we had 180 tons per day of production till 2019. And at the moment, now we're in 2023, we have 1,100 tons in India, plus another 300 tons in Europe. So we have 1,400 tons of production of glass compared to just 180 in 2019. So we have been able to grow the organization, and that's something which is a matter of pride, but also the challenge is not over. Our vision at Borosil is to be the most customer-centric company in the world. That's our vision. And in order to achieve that vision, we realized that things were going to fall apart as we grew. And that's the reason we engaged Vector, in order to ensure that we can, while growing, we can still maintain and even improve the customer service levels that we have.